more Sonic blockbuster matchup. Tom, this building was hot last Saturday night against Baylor.
All righty. Here we go. Saturday action of Kentucky basketball. Alabama controls the tip. And they get an oop on their first goddamn possession. Are you kidding me? All right. Well, it looks like Oscar with the Turner with the missed hook shot there. Looks like Keon, Ty, Oscar, Wheeler, and Grady as the starters for the Cats tonight. Now, Kentucky's going to have to be on their game if they're going to want to win this game tonight. There we go. Oh, shit. They almost had to run out the steal. Alabama plays their best when they play the best competition on the roster there. Jesus. 4-0 Alabama. Kentucky bringing up quick passes out to Keon. Keon passes it to Grady. Grady running through the lanes, a little floater, and fouled on the floater. Grady will go to the line for 2. Yeah, like I said, Kentucky's going to have to bring it tonight. They're going to want to win this game. I mean, Alabama's a team that really comes when they get a top 25 team, they usually play their best. Alabama's definitely a team you can't take lightly, even though they got 8 losses on the season and they're 4-5 in conference play. Grady makes the first free throw.
Set a chair down, so I'm not talking. You guys talk it out right now because we got issues. They went at it for about an hour. And
of course, he missed the second one.
They got rid of the arrogance and complacency that had crept into this Alabama program. And they have been really good on their home floor since then. Yeah, knocked off Baylor. Then that road loss in the jungle against Auburn. Tigers had to scratch and claw.
Alabama starting to drive there. Got 10 on the shot clock here. Cross court pass there to the corner. Alabama 3. Misses it. And Alabama with the offensive rebound. The ball's still kind of loose. Jesus fucking Christ. Rebound the goddamn ball. Fuck. Rebound the goddamn fucking ball. Jesus, there's no reason for Oscar to get beat there. There's no reason for them to come up with the loose ball there. All right, Wheeler with the jumper, misses it. Oscar almost taps it back in, but Alabama controls the rebound, bringing it up. Alabama driving, passes out for 3, and the 3 is offline. Offensive rebound, once again to Alabama. 14 gives, God damn it. Call a goddamn fucking timeout, Cal. Team has no idea what the fuck they're doing out there. You ain't got a fucking clue what the fuck they're doing. Jesus fucking Christ. Alabama leads 9-1 at the first time out here. Definitely not ready to play this game at all. Another slow start from the Cats. How come it's basically every damn game Kentucky plays, the first 4 minutes, they look like crap? It never fails. Never fails. First 4 minutes of the game, they are absolutely terrible. Every single game.
Well, it was a case of the Saturday scaries for Nate Oates in Alabama when a top 5 team like Baylor came in. They got Kentucky this week, and oh, by the way,
but
between number 1
Alabama's probably Alabama's just such a Jekyll and Hyde team. It's just. He said, I didn't realize they're. Oh, yeah, I forgot that they got to play out. I forgot Alabama played Auburn there, was it Tuesday night or whatever like that. And Alabama gave up 100 points in that game to Auburn. And of course, Auburn survives the scare today. Kentucky bringing it up there. Wheeler driving it. Kind of stuck there. Passes it out. Ty Washington. Back to Wheeler. Ty with the 3. Misses it there. It's a fucking shock. Didn't even touch the paint. All they did was pass the ball back and forth around the perimeter. And Alabama with the missed shot. Ty Washington with the rebound, bringing it back up the court. Passing it into Wheeler, to Oscar. He misses the shot. The rim gets the offensive rebound out to Grady. 3 ball, baby. Let's go. Kellen Grady with the 3, 9-4 Alabama.
Some 8 and 9 runs in them multiple times a game. You have to
right.
those runs. Kentucky to me
Not a whole lot. Alabama's just kind of dribbling at the top of the key. Now Alabama's driving, passes it out. That's a really great screen there, but the 3 is off. Rebound by Oscar. Wheeler bringing up, pass it to the right. Kellen Grady with the 15-foot. Keon Brooks with the 18-foot jumper that was off. Alabama bringing it back up, just kind of holding the ball near midcourt. Kentucky's 1 of 6 from the field to start this game off. Now you would think this would be a pretty high-scoring game. That's going to be. I can't believe dude missed that out of the corner for Alabama. Catch driving Wheeler. Ooh, blocked. Very well could have been a goaltend that they might have missed there. Woo, Wheeler with the steal in transition came up behind the Cats, bringing it back up the court. Need to slow it down. There's pass up to Grady. Passes it back to the top of the key. Ty Washington on the left. Passes it back to the top of Wheeler. Somebody needs to come set a screen or something. Oscar misses the free throw line jumper. Offensive rebound, Keon Brooks. Keon ends up putting the offensive rebound back in for the Cats. 9-6 Alabama. Seems like Alabama's kind of content with going a little bit slow here. Alabama usually likes to push the tempo. That's going to be the first under 16 timeout. See, I got 5 people in here. What's going on, everybody? You guys tuning in to watch me act like an idiot, or you guys not having trouble finding the game? You guys can go ahead and, for 5 people that's watching, you guys can go ahead and ask me a question if you guys would like. You know, I'm usually a pretty open book. You can ask me an Alabama question, a Kentucky question. Ty Sparks, I think you meant to say hi and hello. How are you doing? So far, pretty competitive. Probably won't be the only time tonight. Let's say I usually do get pretty animated when the Cats are on. I act like this is when the Cats are playing, like this is a life or death situation. Oh, that sucks. Up here in Ohio, we had a pretty good snowstorm, but we didn't lose any power that I know of. At least nobody around me did. Right. Let's Dell backup. I don't care about Dell backup in recovery. Now, unfortunately, I know my laptop is kind of getting on its last leg here. So I know there's kind of a little bit of like a lag going on.
Sometimes take it easy. And sometimes make it easy. Baby.
The owner of this Apple Watch has taken a hard fall and is not responding to their watch.
There it goes. Finally got that off the screen. Like I said, I know there's a little bit of like a lag or something like that on my laptop. It's kind of on its last leg, and I really get another laptop. But yeah, I'm glad that we didn't. But yeah, I'm glad we didn't get an ice storm or anything like that. Like I said, we just got a ass ton of snow and a half, but that was pretty much about it. Ended up getting a 4-day weekend out of it. Yeah, I don't blame you. The highlights usually are pretty nice. I'm kind of surprised I got 5 people in here watching. For anybody that's watching the live stream. Oh, what's going on, Johnny? How are you doing tonight, man? And you aren't wrong. We got a tough one tonight with Alabama. Alabama plays their best whenever they have the best competition in front of them. It's kind of I call Alabama a Jekyll and Hyde team. They can play Missouri and look like absolute dog shit, and then they play, for instance, play Baylor and look like they can win a national championship.
Well, mentioned he's a true 7-footer, and the one thing that Seaway can struggle with is he's only 6'9". Sometimes if you can keep your length between
this is a pretty good team. I would actually best team since 2015. I'd actually think this is the second best team. I actually think the 2019-20 that team was actually, in my opinion, a little bit better. Of course, that's just personal opinion. This team might be able to actually beat that team. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see that 19-20 team in the tournament. I think that team was poised for a Final Four run. One thing I think would cause that team to maybe beat this year's team would be because that team just didn't miss free throws. They got to the free throw line, and it seemed like it was automatic. The exception being a couple of guys that would go to the free throw line. Let's say Ty Washington. I'm not sure if he lost it or if he was trying to pass it or what, but he lost the ball there, and literally like in front of the basket. I'm not sure exactly what he was trying to do. Ooh, great defense from the Cats there. Got up in that nice block there. Kentucky running out Keon Brooks in transition. Ooh. They probably should have passed that one out and ran some offense. Keon tried to maybe do a little bit too much here. Alabama with the missed three with the offensive rebound. Kentucky needs to get on the boards. They're kind of Alabama's definitely out rebounding. Of course, I don't have the numbers in front of me. Alabama's definitely out rebounding Kentucky early on. They really need to get on the boards here. And that's not definitely something I didn't think was going to happen. Who was that sophomore power forward on that team? Sophomore power forward. Talking about Nick Richards? I think he was a junior. All right, Wheeler bringing the ball up. Right at the top of the key, down to the right side. Wheeler driving down the lane, pass out to Grady. Grady pulls up and misses it. About literally rattled ever around the rim except for the hole. And so you got Shackelford backing down Wheeler there for Alabama. Misses it out the rebound to Kentucky. Wheeler bringing the ball up, pushing it. Kellen Grady with the three. Misses. Airballs the goddamn thing. Oh, yeah. E.J. Montgomery could also be the guy he's talking about. I do remember E.J. Montgomery.
Same thing for you. You miss one like that, man, play through because your stroke is pure.
Pretty slow. Alabama turns it over there. Cats bringing it up. Kind of slow. Not really. Pass out to Davion Mintz on the wing. Drives it across. Passes it to Grady. Ooh, nice assist from Wheeler to Ware right at the basket there. Yeah, I got there. He said after he said Montgomery, it's kind of who I thought you might be talking about. P.J. Washington. He was I think he was a year before that. P.J. Washington was a really good player. So far, this game is definitely not scored as many as I thought it was going to be. Cross court passing. Ooh, that one extra pass, wide open three that gets missed. But, of course, Kentucky's not getting on the trying to rebound the goddamn ball. I don't understand why they have no desire to try and rebound the ball. I mean, they're being out rebounded 13-8 so far. And I guarantee a lot of them 13 can't even catch the damn ball. Come on. Literally, easy transition bucket is going to be immense. Can't catch it.
He wins the elbow, therefore he wins the rim. This time he drives that thing right down the right side, and you cannot give Alabama a runway to the rim. You've got to close them off.
Right now with 12:05 to go, Alabama is leading 12-8. Basically, I'm pretty convinced almost all of Alabama's 12 points are second chance points at this point in the game. Looks like Jordan Shackelford bringing it up for Alabama here with Wheeler guarding him. God, they just let him go right to the rim. Luckily, the help defense was there because Wheeler let him go right to the rim, and defense has not been that great for Kentucky so far. Jesus fucking Christ. Just literally dunking. Davion Mintz, 3 in transition, hits it. There we go. Much needed 3 ball there for Cats. The score right now is 14-11 Alabama. Probably about to be, I'd say about to be 17-11. Nope, he missed the shot. And let's say going to the under 12 media timeout. 11:01 remaining. Alabama's up 14-11. And if Kentucky would get on the damn ball here and rebound the ball, it probably would be leading this game. Alabama's got a lot of second chance points so far in this game. I'd say probably at least 7 of Alabama's points have probably been second chance points. 7 or 8 of their points have probably been second chance points in this game so far. Yeah, that's basically the way I am too. I'm a big. My 2 favorite teams are the Kentucky Wildcats and the Cincinnati Reds. I'm also a Bengals fan. But whenever UK loses, that's usually the ones that I usually get mad about the most, by far and away.
Thanks for coming out to cheer me on. Yeah, I'm always here.
We got another good game starting over here in the SEC on my other TV here. Got Arkansas hosting Mississippi State. That'll probably end up being a pretty good game there. I think Arkansas is actually favored in that game, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, I'd say you have a good point there. Weathering that 9-1 start and actually getting back in the game pretty quickly is a very good thing for the Cats. I don't know why Kentucky just can't seem to start games off quick. I don't know. It always seems like the first 4 minutes they're really slow getting started for some reason, just about every single game. Yeah, I watched I had that game on one of my TVs earlier today. I was actually it looked like Georgia was going to win that game there for a minute, but then they missed them free throw. They missed quite a bit of free throws there late. Missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and they missed a couple other free throws in there. Yeah, you're not wrong. For some reason, especially here of the last few seasons or so. Well, you get back last year's team, they couldn't play. They forgot how to play basketball games after the under 4 media timeout.
We picture the student athlete for the drive, the dunk, the dime. But look closer.
I'd say the sad thing is Georgia probably should have won that game. It really does baffle me that, Auburn is ranked number 1 for the first time in program history. In a couple of days before they went number 1, they ended up beating Kentucky a couple of days before that. And them guys on their team act like they won a goddamn national championship, taking their shirts off and waving them everywhere. You're ranked number 2 in the country. Jumping in the crowd, acting like they just won the goddamn national title. Yeah, the NIT year was pretty bad, and then they ended up playing that Robert Morris team, and they didn't even try in that game at all. That game was made me mad just watching. I remember that just because they didn't even try to win that game, and they were still in it. But last year's team really, sad thing is, last year's team really wasn't that bad. They just couldn't close out games. They had so many. Last year's team had. Yeah, it would. I hope we play Auburn again too in the SEC championship. I think that'd be nice. Get a shot at them healthy and end up knocking them off. Damn, Kansas has 8 quad 1 wins this year. Guess that's a good thing for the Cats. Alan, I am not entirely sure. Whenever I can't find a game, I usually there's an app I have on my phone called Dofu Sports. That usually has about any game you can think of, and has a couple of different streams for each game that you can choose from and try and find one that works. Yeah, they haven't had a. Yeah, you're not wrong. The offense was horrendous. You're not wrong on that. But even as bad as the offense was, their defense, they were actually, if I remember last year's team was actually kind of elite on defense. Like a lot of people forget that. That's why they were in a lot of games. They just couldn't. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, they just couldn't seem like they could. They just seemed like they couldn't close games out. And when they got under 4 minutes, like they pissed down their leg every single time. And there was quite a few games they lost. They literally lost in the last minute. Okay, jump ball, Kentucky ball. Ty Washington bringing it up for the Cats. A little slow here. Keon Brooks on the left wing. Pass it back up to Grady at the top. Back to Ty. Ty drives it. He's at the top of his key. Keon drives it. Passes out to Grady on the wing, on the right wing. Pass it back to Ty Washington at the top. Oscar at the screen. Pass it Ty with the jumper there. And Shebway, instead of just letting the ball go out of bounds, tries to save it. And Alabama brings it up and gets an offensive foul. I thought I was getting ready to say gets an easy basket in transition. Ends up being Kentucky ends up getting a charge. So back to what's that guy's hat say? I want what? I want BT. Yeah, it was definitely a charge.
He gets his feet set before Gary leaves the floor, and that's the proper call. Not a popular call, but it is the right call. They didn't just talk about it; they did it. That was a key call to their show.
He ain't wrong.
This afternoon here at Coleman Coliseum.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Oh, what's going on, Peyton? Let's say, ooh. I missed that play there, but I know Oscar hit the layup. That transfer center couldn't hit a jump shot to save his life. You're not wrong. Sad thing is, anytime he needed an important one is when he missed them. All right, Alabama at the top of the key here. Kentucky almost comes up with the steal. Alabama driving, and now Mintz with the steal and the flush at the other end. Kentucky gets their first lead of the game, 15-14, with 8:51 to go in this ball game. Kind of looked like I thought Alabama there for a second was going to call a timeout, but because they just kind of holding it. Jesus Christ, Mintz. Literally just sit there and just let him blow right by him. All right. Well, Wheeler drives and picks up a foul. That's basically all about happened there. Not wrong there.
I think they control the pulse of Kentucky's team, maybe as well as anyone.
Ready.
Davison takes a seat. John Holt returns for Alabama.
Yeah, you're not kidding. So, Mintz inbounds it to Keon Brooks on the left wing. Passes it to the top. Down to Shebway in the post. He's backing down, turns around, and gets the ball to go off the glass there to give Kentucky a second lead of the game, 17-16. They really need to get the ball into Shebway more. In my opinion, as good as Shebway is, anytime Kentucky doesn't have possession where Oscar touches it in the half court is a failed possession, especially if they do not score. So I think just had a big time block here, went above the basket. Like I said, anytime Sheboy doesn't get the ball in the post, that's a failed possession for Kentucky. I don't care what the situation is, unless it's a big time transition three or something like that, and you pass it out for a three. Anytime they run a half court set and Sheboy doesn't touch that ball, that's a failed possession. That's one thing that Kentucky hasn't done so far this game is get the ball into Sheboy hands very much. Mississippi State's currently up 4-3 on Arkansas right now in Bud Walton Arena. In my opinion, one of the hardest places to get a road win in the SEC, regardless of how good Arkansas is. That place is usually always fired up and packed to the gills. Yeah, you're not wrong. Didn't help that seemed like when it came to the guards, no matter who Cal put on the floor, they couldn't guard anybody in that game. Everybody always screams about how Eulis and Booker should have been in that game, but everybody forgets whenever Cal did put them in that game, they were completely getting their doors blown off. Yeah, Bud Walton Arena, that's always a tough place to get a win in the SEC. That's arguably the toughest place in the SEC to get a road win, besides Auburn right now. Auburn has one of them home court advantages in the atmosphere right now. It's pretty tough to get. Bud Walton Arena's right there though. No, he couldn't. That's why he's on the bench.
What does the future of strength look like? It's a personal trainer that assesses your strength and adds weight as you progress. It's dynamic weight that adjusts for you in real time for a more efficient workout. And it's a roster of coaches that motivates you to get stronger, faster. The future is strength you can feel and results you can see. And you can only experience it.
All right, cats, come on. Get this timeout over with. I always hate media timeouts. Take too long.
Prime HGH triggers a surge in growth hormone, leads to more muscle, drive, and
yeah, I think they are about the same size as each other. Wheeler's not very tall in himself either. Remember, Eulis wasn't very tall either. ESPN. Oscar Sheboy, the power inside for Kentucky. His game needs no translation. They're about the same type of player. They're not going to wow you with athleticism or hit a bunch of threes. They're just they're really great at running the offense and getting your offense where it needs to be. Well, Oscar Sheboy is doing some sort of interview with Jimmy Dykes, and he's not speaking English, so we don't know what he's saying. Yeah, Ty's been really good. I was really pissed off in the Duke game because he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and Cal kept telling him to shoot in that game, which really had me fuming, and he was terrible in that game. But Alabama hits a runner in the lane there to go up back up one. 15.2 rebounds a game, leading the Division I. You know, Oscar is. I guess he's been doing it for like 18 games. That's like the longest stretch of any player in 25 seasons, so that's pretty cool. Sheboy with the bucket in the paint there with the assist from Grady. Six points there for Oscar Sheboy. Cats lead 19-18, and Alabama turns it over with the steal to Mintz transition 3, misses it. Alabama rebound. Cats bring Alabama bringing the ball up the court. Transition 3, in and out for Alabama. Rebound to Oscar Shibwe. Gives it to Mintz. He gives it to Wheeler. Now, Cal is starting to slow the team down a little bit with 6:36 to go in the half. You know, I'm really, I don't know how in the world what the fuck Wheeler's doing. Literally driving 3-on-1 and shocked when he didn't get the basket or a foul call. But 19-18 with 6:17 to go in the game is definitely a surprise to me. I definitely thought this would be a pretty high scoring game between these two. I don't bet over unders, but I would have bet the over for the over under. It's definitely not going to look that way. I'm kind of surprised how kind of slow pace this game has been. Wheeler not really doing much. Gives it to Shibwe in the kind of the jump ball circle there. What in the world is Shibwe doing? Shibwe literally bounced past it to an Alabama player. And Shibwe and Keon playing great defense in transition. What in the world are you doing? Gee, we are wearing blue. We are wearing blue. Why are we giving it directly to guys in white? We're literally passing it to guys wearing white jerseys. And Alabama hits a 3 in the corner to go up 21-19. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you aren't wrong here. Looks like Ty still tried to get back into rhythm a little bit, I think. Cats driving it, and Keon Brooks is fouled on the drive. It looks like Keon's going to get to go shoot 2 free throws. You know, it's always a great day when North Carolina gets beat by 20. You know, I can't stand North Carolina. Normally, these live streams are a little more entertaining because I'm usually drunk by the time the Cats come on. Brooks hits the first free throw to make the game 21-20 Alabama. 4:07 to go in the half. I think they're actually fine. When the guys like Ware and Toppin play really well, that really negates needing that. But Brooks hits the second free throw, 21-21 all, 4:42 to go in the half. Alabama's driving at the basket. And a block call. Block call on Brooks, I really didn't see much there. Of course, they kind of had a couple of guys in the way there. Yeah, it is a shame that North Carolina is a dumpster fire. Something because I actually think North Carolina is a little bit better than their record. The problem is that whenever they lose, they usually get obliterated. Contested 3 in the corner by Alabama. Missed. Rebound by Brooks. It ends up saving it. He should have been fouled. But ends up Ty passes it out to Brooks. Drives. He gives a lob up to, I think the outs Collins there. Collins slams it home on the alley-oop there. 23-21 Kentucky. So Alabama driving. And come on. That guy's driving out of control. I don't understand how you can call a foul on somebody when he's driving out of control. Yeah, that would be a pretty nice way to see Coach K go out, get beat by a Lehigh or a Mercer in the first round. You can't throw it high enough. Just let him go get it. That's sweeter than mashed potato candy right there. There we go. Banged up a little bit. Oh, okay, that explains why my screen was darker. My charger cable wasn't all the way in. That definitely explains that. Alabama misses the first free throw. I don't know why it took them 20 years to the free throw line, but it did. I mean, if you're calling the foul on Collins, I understand, but I don't understand that was a foul on Brooks. I mean, dude literally lowered his shoulders driving into Keon. Misses both free throws, rebound to Collins. You pass it to Ty, who's bringing it up kind of slowly. Okay, Ty turning the Jets on, driving, and gets the layup right at the rim there. Really uncontested there by Alabama. Jacob Toppin guarding the ball handler here. I didn't. Sorry. And doesn't seem like Alabama's really trying to really. Was that really a foul? Jesus. 25-21. Cath would go to the under 4 media timeout here. These refs haven't been calling anything hardly. Now all of a sudden they've called 2 quick ones. They've called 2 quick whistles on Kentucky, and the contact's been pretty minimal.
I'm calling your name. Oh, Doug.
What, Kobe? Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like that?
It's like a flavor festival alone.
Well, so far I think Kentucky, the last handful of minutes, have really been doing a much better job at rebounding the ball and getting the ball into the post and letting things go from there. Definitely one thing early on that they were definitely not doing. They were getting out rebounded. Embarrassing, wasn't even going after rebounds. I'm not even sure what they were doing early on. But so far, they've been doing a better job at rebounding and a better job at getting the ball into the post and letting Sheboy do what Sheboy needs to do for this team to be great.
What's that, Samuel, Mr. L. Jackson?
Yeah, it was a pretty physical game. And seen a lot of people complaining about the refs calling all the fouls, but the way college basketball, the way the rules are set up now, I think there was, 42 fouls called in the game, and probably 35, 37 of them were probably legit fouls. That was definitely a very physical game. I thought they called too many flagrant fouls. I thought some of their flagrants were unwarranted that they called against both teams. That was a good game for sure. Speaking of Vanderbilt, they actually knocked off LSU tonight. It kind of looked like LSU was going to come back and win that game, but at one point there, Vanderbilt was up like almost 20 points. And it looked like they were actually going to come back, and it looked like LSU was actually going to come back and win that game. But then Vanderbilt ended up making some buckets, and LSU went cold the last few minutes of the game. Vanderbilt ends up getting a big-time upset win over LSU. I don't know if you can really call it an upset win either, because I'm pretty sure Vanderbilt was actually favored in that game by like 3 or 4 points or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure Vanderbilt was actually favored. But you don't hear that too often. Vanderbilt favored against a top 25 team. They actually might have. I wouldn't be surprised. It seemed like they weren't really on hitting the glass too hard against Vandy. It kind of looked like they were trying to more leak out and transition.
But then the problem is Grady in that corner that Alabama has to.
I'd like to see on offense. I'd like to see. Yeah, LSU is kind of a weird team. They're kind of one of them teams you don't really know what's going to show up either. Their defense is great, but they have some games where their offense really backs it up, and some other games where their offense really lets them down. Oh, did you? Yeah, you say that's Sky Pippen Jr. He is one hell of a player. If he ends up deciding to transfer, I wouldn't mind seeing him at UK. Alabama with going to the free throw line and makes the first free throw. 25-22 Kentucky. So you went to Vandy. That means you're probably in a lot of student debt, and you're a lot smarter than I am. And he misses the second free throw. Rebound, can jump ball. That's going to be Alabama ball. Well, right. A lot of people go where their best education is, regardless of fandom, a lot of times. Or like in Kentucky, a lot of people will go to Louisville, even though they're Kentucky fans, because Louisville's a much cheaper education option. Well, that was clearly more than 5 seconds, ref. Come on. One thing I'd like to see basketball do, and that is a steal by Kentucky and a foul on Alabama immediately. But one thing I'd like to see is one thing I'd like to see college basketball do is, or just say basketball in general, I want to see a 5-second clock on inbounds passes. Period, point blank. This whole the shifting of the dude's arm, to me, just doesn't cut it, and it's clearly like you're getting more than 5 seconds. Collins hits the first free throw for Kentucky. Yeah, I figured you owed a ton. Got your debt. Well, I'm glad you got your debt paid off eventually. Like I said, you're clearly smarter than I am if you can get accepted into Vanderbilt. I didn't even get my first math credit in high school until my junior year because I'm an idiot. But Collins hits both free throws. The Cats are now leading 27-22. And Alabama about turns it over again, and they just throw it away back to Kentucky here. Let's say I'm gonna have gone to Vandy. So I don't blame. Ooh. I'd say I thought that was pretty good defense on Bediako or whatever his name is from Alabama, but I guess he did yank Collins down a little bit or collided into him, and Collins was going up for the oop there. So that ended up putting Collins back to the free throw line, in which he nails the first free throw, 28-22, 3:02 to go in the half. What did you study at Vandy? Was it? Collins hits the second free throw, 29-22, 3 minutes to go. Kentucky is 7 of 8 from the free throw line, while Alabama is 2 of 6 to start the game off. Yeah, now Bediako, he's going to get fouled. He's going to get to go at the free throw line. Well, actually, I'm sure that was a shooting foul. Took care of me. Knocked off number one in Kentucky. Cal's been bringing the energy, like typical. Tom, the best team will be in that Elite Eight. They fix the problem before the coach has to fix the problem. And this Kentucky team is capable of winning a national championship. Bediako hits the first free throw for Alabama. 29-23 Kentucky on top. 2:48 to go. That's how good and deep this Kentucky team is. Bediako hits the second, hits both free throws. Now Toppin inbounds it to Ty, bringing it up. So he passes out the top and on the right wing. He gives it up to Mintz, brings it around. Ty at the top of the key, directing the traffic. Collins comes up, makes a screen. Collins comes up and tries to drive and tries to make a highlight play, but he gets met at the rim by Alabama. That's going to be backcourt violation on Kentucky. Kentucky tries to save it, but too late. Chemical engineering. What in the world is chemical engineering?
Cal keeps calling the number of Damian Collins. Produced a couple of times. She weighs in and Collins is out. That's what I'm talking about. This is the collision at the rim. That's a legal play. Bediako has every opportunity.
Yeah, that defense Bediako put there on Damian Collins is definitely elite. Went straight up, no foul there. Nothing to be mad about that.
I don't think so yet.
Alabama misses the 3-pointer. Literally just jacked one up for literally no reason. It was a very terrible shot on Alabama, and Nate Oates probably isn't too happy about that one. But the ball goes out of bounds because Kentucky fails to rebound it, and Alabama gets another shot on offense here. Looks like they got Bediako up there at the top. That's it. Nice little floater that misses, rebounded by Toppin. Wheeler pushes it up, gives it to Grady, cross court there to Toppin, into the post to Shebway. And Shebway, Bediako plays excellent defense on Shebway and ends up making Shebway look like a child. 29-24 Kentucky right now. 1:47 to go in the first half.
In this game. Shebway looks in front of the rim. Bediako understands it. Keeps his shoulder square. Got it.
That's going to be a foul on Toppin on Bediako. Bediako is going to go back to the free. Oh, no. That's Gary, not Bediako.
The 71st annual Pro Bowl comes your way Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. It's AFC versus the NFC of ESPN and ABC with a special Spanish language production on ESPN Deportes.
Gary misses the first free throw, rims it off the back iron.
Kellen Grady's only gotten off 3 shots in this game. And Alabama is fighting him, chasing him, not switching off of him.
Yeah, Jimmy Dykes brings up a good point there. Kellen Grady's only taken 3 shots. And Kellen Grady's only taken 3 shots as Gary hits the second free throw there. Alabama's playing excellent defense on Kellen Grady. They're definitely not letting him get shots off. They're playing extremely airtight defense on him. So they're definitely going to have to work to try and get Kellen Grady open. Ty with the jumper, and it is good. 31-25 Kentucky. Just ran a little like screen and go action there. Comes around and ends up nailing the jumper there. Airball 3 from Alabama. Cats pushing the ball up the court. They should probably slow it down. Pass out to Ty in the corner. Ty with the 3, misses it. Alabama with the rebound. Yeah, I don't recommend cooking meth. Oh, that's quite the business these days. Lob to Alabama, 31-27 Kentucky. That was Bediako got way up there on that flush for Alabama. He got way up there. Wish you could see that one. Yeah, it does get Coleman Coliseum back to being a little bit alive. It's kind of crazy. Collins has 6 points in this game. Him and Ty Washington with another bucket just kind of goes and creates his own shot there. And, of course, we're going to get one of those use it or lose it timeout situations, which I think is dumb. 33-27, Kentucky with 17.2 remaining in the first half. Yeah, I hear meth is all the rage these days.
What if your resume could adapt and improve? Even create opportunities that let you be seen. An Indeed resume never stops working for you.
Yeah, I definitely don't think you're wrong there. So, I definitely don't mind it though. We got enough guys who can drive and stuff like that. Kellen Grady probably should try to drive a little bit more. I'd like to see him try to drive a little bit more, but they definitely need his 3-point capabilities than they really need just about anything else. 3 guys with 6 points. Pretty much. Yeah, 30-16 opening ever since that happened. As I said, they did a good job weathering that 9-1 run, and Cal called that timeout. And ever since then, Kentucky's looked like the better team ever since then. So 13 seconds to go. Alabama has the ball in the corner, driving baseline. Misses the layup, rebounds to Collins. Wheeler tried to heave about 3/4 court and missed everything by a landslide. Kentucky has the lead right now, 31-25, and they're actually -6 on the boards. That's not something you see too often on the season. They're +11. So to be -6 after half is kind of a rarity. Over on the other screen from other TV here, we got Arkansas up 22-14 on Mississippi State. They're showing the highlights of that Auburn Georgia game. I thought Georgia had it. Yeah, every team needs that guy can go and get his shot, and I think that's one thing that was missing off last year's team. We just didn't have a guy who could go get his shot. And that was one thing we kind of struggled. I thought we had a couple of years stretch there from after Jamal Murray. I think we had a couple of years stretch, or Malik Monk. We had a couple of years stretch where we had a guy who just couldn't go get his own shot and create his own shot. Ty is one of the best in recent memory for Kentucky players being able to create his own shot off of basically nothing or just giving him a screen and letting him go. And that is why I think Ty probably will be pretty good in the NBA. One thing I'd like to see Kentucky get back to is running some of that little circle action they were running earlier this season. I mean, they feel like they ran that circle action and some of that dribble drive stuff that Cal kind of implemented back into the offense. Kind of thought their offense was actually the best when he was doing a little bit of dribble drive. There's a lot of times I wish Cal would have called a timeout. And I swear to God, he thinks timeouts roll over to the next game. They would have won the championship there in 14 if they would hit their free throws. Another Cal can't hit a free throw team. Not being able to hit free throws has cost Kentucky a couple of championships under Cal.
One away to leave the Dean Dome for the last time. Coach K, his wife Nikki, leaving that building with a dominant victory.
Man, I'm glad that pretty soon we ain't going to have to see Coach K anymore. One of I think the biggest surprise of the day is Kansas just obliterating Baylor today. That was definitely a big time surprise. I turned that game on and I was kind of really, of course, I've been watching basketball all day, but I kind of figured that was going to be the best game of the day, Baylor and Kansas, and I was actually really shocked that Kansas just absolutely obliterated Baylor. And that game was never even competitive from the opening tip-off. I think Kansas had a double-digit lead within probably about 2 minutes into the game. It was pretty bad. And of course, it's pretty bad when you're going to the second half and you only got one timeout left if you're Baylor.
3 times the electrolytes and half the sugar.
Vor red. What's that mean?
Feel better fast. Feel stuck with your finances? Move your money to SoFi and feel what it's like to get your money.
Fuck does Vor RED mean? So for the 4 people watching, what are you guys doing tonight? We're at halftime here at the Cats leading 31-25.
Everyone just calls me.
Watch Reacher, now streaming. Only on Prime Video. Thursday night.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick while we're in halftime. Go ahead and feel free to leave me some comments to respond back to.
Are you suffering from bloat and bulge? Probiotics from Force Factor can help. Probiotics improve digestion while EGCG burns fat. Thousands of men and women trust Probioslin to help them lose weight. Rush to Walmart for Probioslin, the #1 probiotic fat burner in America.
Complete nutrition made simple. Very simple. It's for those of us looking for one thing with all the best things. 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food source ingredients. 1 scoop, 1 glass. Comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition. Made for just about everybody. AG1 by Athletic Greens. Welcome to Essentials Nutrition. To be honest, I'm just here for the snacks.
I'm just here for the break.
I'm here for the cash, and I got cash back on all this when I bought it.
Download iBot and get 100% cash back on big snacks. I bought it. Cash back from Made Easy.
You're watching the Jeep Halftime Report.
With John Crispington and Connors, Jaden Ivey went for 23.7 assists today. Michigan had no answers. You do.
Look, when you give him space, he's going to be really good. He's great in the open court, but there are times with Purdue, you always have a big occupying the block. You have to find the opportunities to vacate the block from time to time. I think Trevion Williams does it really well. He vacates, gets to that short corner area, just reads the play. You've got to do a better job of creating opportunities for Jaden Ivey to be one of the best players in college basketball, because he is when he's got room to work.
Michigan is 11-9. 82-76 Boilers. Boiler up. Michigan State came out Rutgers. Scarlet Knights put 6 players in double figures. John, they made 9 of 23.
This is hard to believe. I mean, look, points in the paint. I'm not a big stats guy, but sometimes the stats will tell you. Points in the paint, Michigan State 16, Rutgers 38. It's hard to believe. 19 points off turnovers for Rutgers. Rutgers is not a pressure to turn you over team. They pack it in a little bit more. They're safe. They do pressure you around the perimeter. They're there on the catch, but man, they scored at least.
Sparty turned it over 15 times. Exactly right. A big win for Rutgers. Ochai Abaji, Christian Brown was sensational today. Baylor is 4-4 in their last 8 games, John. Is something wrong there?
It's hard to pinpoint. Obviously, availability and personnel is a big issue. I think it's also tough when you can't easily do what you're used to being able to do, like lock down guys when you need to lock down. They don't have big guys. It's a much different look. You've got to outscore your opponents if you can't defend you.
No. Feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. I do upload videos pretty consistently. I upload a lot of post-game videos, and I haven't really posted. Usually I'll post prediction videos as well. I haven't really been able to do too many prediction videos because I've been working a lot of hours. It looks like hours are going to be cut a little bit, so I should be able to get back to getting prediction videos out. Maybe even be able to start the this week in college basketball videos I've been wanting to do. And I don't just do college basketball as well. I do a lot of college football videos as well. This is a college football and basketball channel.
All of Cabela's Coloco, all dominant today for Arizona. Speaking of bigs, Charles Bediako there on the receiving end. The alley-oop. Kentucky in front though by 6.
That was another good game too. Arizona and USC. That was a really good game there. That Colloquio for Arizona, that dude's a beast. I watched them in UCLA the other night. That was another fantastic game, and I was tuning in and out of their game with USC today. I think Arizona looks like the real deal. That's getting two really good wins back to back this week for the Arizona Wildcats.
A surprisingly great race to fit any budget, like a good neighbor.
That Arizona team, that's definitely a team that can go on to. That's a team that can really go on to cut the nets. The one of their losses is on the road at Tennessee. And if you watched when Arizona went to Tennessee, that game was an horrendous game for Arizona. They end up turning the ball over left and right, and end up giving Tennessee a huge commanding lead early. That ended up being all really Tennessee needed, even though after that first initial run, I think Arizona outscored Tennessee the rest of the way, but Tennessee got up so big it really ended up not even mattering in that game. I'm going to go grab me another bottle of water.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream.
Make more family fun for less at Target.
Are you okay?
Oh, it's just a cold. If you have high blood pressure, a cold is not just a cold. Unlike other cold medicines, Corazine provides powerful cold relief without raising your blood pressure. Be there for life's best moments. Corazine, now in sugar-free liquid.
The mouth-watering Big Mouth with a savory filet of fish.
So who's still in the chat?
My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, I'm gonna tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very simple. Order the land, air, and sea by name, build it by hand, and hack the McDonald's menu. I'm surprised at how attracted I am to it. Louder,
This halftime report is presented by the all-new 2022 Grand Wagoneer.
SportsCenter comes your way at midnight tonight. ESPN. 6 top 10 teams on the road in college basketball today. Plus, John Morant and the Grizzlies taking on the Magic. Tremendous article on ESPN.com this week, by the way, about Murray State. KC's mid-major top 10 really covering things. SportsCenter coming up after. What's America going to see with Chet Holmgren next?
Well, you're going to see some improved physicality. I think he's getting comfortable with the game at this level, and as he gets comfortable with the game at this level, you start to see his skill set grow.
Gonzaga BYU coming your way next hour. Davion Mintz 5 off the bench. Cats up by 6 at the break. This has been the G Time Report.
The Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Square Sweepstakes is back. Time is running out to make the biggest play of the season. Touchdowns, field goals, every time the score changes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that earlier. Jay Billis tried to say that North Carolina was a tournament team this year. North Carolina is definitely not a tournament team. They've had no quad one wins. I do think they are better than their record, but you got to get key wins, and you get them. They just don't get key wins. They lost to Purdue by 9, lost to Tennessee by 17, lost to Kentucky by 29, lost to Miami by 28, lost to Wake Forest by 18, and they lost by 20, 25, something like that to Duke tonight with no quad one wins. I'm sorry, that's just not a resume. That screams NCAA tournament team. I don't know where Jay Billis thinks UNC is a tournament team, and I'm kind of surprised he'd say something like that, because normally I can actually consider Jay Billis to be the best announcer at ESPN. He's easily my favorite announcer at ESPN by bar none, in my opinion. There's a reason why he gets all the big time games for ESPN, but saying something like that, that's just absolutely ludicrous, in my opinion.
What you do every day matters.
God, get this halftime over with.
It's our process that yields legendary results. This is where ideas forge innovation, dreams unleash opportunities, and contenders become champions. How far do you want to go?
Well, at least we're getting a more competitive game than we got last week between Kentucky and Kansas. I still can't believe how well Kentucky played last week against Kansas. That was definitely one of the biggest shocks that you're probably ever gonna see. Kentucky just absolutely rolling Kansas in Ball Gallon Fieldhouse last week. Like I said, we're definitely getting a lot more competitive game this week with Kentucky and Alabama. So I got another viewer in here. How are you doing tonight? Go in if you feel like it. Drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel. I do. I post pretty regularly. I do post college football and basketball videos. Yesterday I uploaded a video on all the drama going down at the Auburn football program with Brian Harrison, and do like to do post game videos on this channel. Kind of my thoughts on the game a little bit. A couple things that I think factored into a team's win in that game. I do like to try and post. This is still a fairly new channel. Obviously, I got 33 subscribers or something like that. So something pretty new. I started this a couple of months ago. Back in November, probably early November, something like that. Let's say Jimmy Dyke's not wrong. This was a game that probably thought you was going to get into the 70s and the 80s, and we're definitely not anywhere close to that kind of tempo. It's definitely that's definitely the kind of game that I thought it was going to be. I thought this would definitely be a track beat style game. I'm really shocked that it's been 31-25 is the halftime score of a game like this. Two of the higher scoring teams in the SEC. Kentucky's done a good job distributing the wealth a little bit. They got 3 guys with 6 points. I believe I think Ty, Oscar, and Collins all have 6 points apiece. Ty might have 8 points.
Tail of the tape between Beniaco and Shibwe. Beniaco 4 for 4, 1 bucket away from his career high. And now we're ready for the second half.
All right, about to get the second half going here. Kentucky gets the ball out of the halftime here. And who is that? Wheeler bringing it up. They get the dumb graphics off the screen, see what's going on. So Shibwe gets possession of the paint. God, he should have went up with that. Come on, dude. God, you got to go up and dunk at it. You can't pass that off. It was an easy 2. Gary drives very hard in the paint and missed it. Ended up being a foul on the loose ball. And Ty Washington picks up the foul there.
It's causing Shibwe problems. It's causing Kentucky problems right now. He is active, man, and a really big rolling target that Alabama half-court offense. Shackelford had him, but couldn't shovel it to him. Beniaco's been good all season. He had a monster game against Gonzaga.
So he can.
Right off the block, his 6 blocks.
Jesus fucking Christ. Reaching. What happens when you reach, you get beat. End up giving a wide open dunk because you wanted to fucking reach. Say 33-29 Kentucky. Kellen Grady to the right wing there. Passes it into Oscar into post. Oscar backing down, ends up missing it, gets the offensive rebound, but is fouled on the putback on the offensive rebound. Oscar going to go to the free throw line for 2 for Kentucky. Yeah, right. You do not gamble. Easy two. Easy two for Gary on that after Ty Washington decided to gamble for literally no reason at all.
2 weeks ago at the end of practice, had a manager filming him on his free throws. He'd shoot 3 or 4, and then go grab the phone and look at it, just talk about his form. Where's my elbow? Where's my high follow through? All those things, because he gets fouled at a pretty good rate. And that free throw percentage for him is an important deal for Kentucky going forward.
All right, Oscar at the line for 2.
And that thing creep up to 74, 75%. And get another 3 or 4 points per
And he hits the first free throw. 34-29 Kentucky. And Oscar misses the second rebound. I think that was Bediako who got the board. Alabama moving it quick in transition, but they end up passing it back out. Wheeler is on number 13 there for Alabama. Alabama driving to the paint, kicks it out for a 3, and that's a miss from Shackelford. Rebound by Oscar, who was fouled by Bediako. And that was picked up his Bediako picked up his 3rd foul on the rebound there. Bediako actually got away with the push, and then he ended up getting called for a foul later on Oscar. Keon handling the books, passing it over to Ty. Ty drives, pulls up a mid-range jumper, and then is going off the front of the iron. Out to Alabama, bringing the ball up, driving it. And so nobody picks up the ball. Kentucky gets extremely lucky there because nobody follows the ball out to the corner. Transition dunk for Keon Brooks, the layup actually. But nobody in that last possession there for Kentucky. Kentucky got lucky there because Alabama ended up dribbling that ball to the corner, and literally nobody went with the ball, and it was a wide open 3. And he ended up getting lucky and missing it. So Alabama driving and picks.
Up the foul. It's a second on the fantastic freshman. Now, there's not many kids in college ball that can make this pass. Not only can make it, but they have the guts to make it. And then Salvir Wheeler has big guts. And the team speed of Kentucky at the 1 through 5. Brooks playing the 4 right now. Just gets out in front of Alabama's defense. Beautiful conversion offense by the Cats. But Quinterly at the free throw line. Alabama trying to get it done anywhere besides the 3-point line. And Quinterly struggles, emblematic of the teams. He is just 6.
Free fair, this thing's dead.
30 from 3. Quinterly has gotten inside of his own head this year.